Good evening from San Ignacio Town. With the 9 o'clock news, I am Patrick Jones. In the headlines, fire devastates downtown area of San Pedro Town. Case against Maya Group from Toledo is discontinued, and promoter says boxing event over the weekend was a huge success. Stay tuned for details of these and other stories coming up after these messages.
That deals only happen once a year or only on special occasions. Walk into any one of our central TV and internet offices to get free installation, free modems, and free MyTV subscriptions. Visit us whether you're in Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio, or Benque, or give us a call toll-free at 0800 Cable TV. Central TV and Internet. Bundle and save.
Bundle and save. Central TV and Internet.
9 women, 1 ball, 1 diamond, 7 innings, 1 winner. It's a game of numbers. It's women's amateur softball in full high definition. Catch all the action from the diamond live on TNC 10, Belize's sport, news, and information station.
Here now is the news in details. There was a devastating early morning fire in San Pedro Town today. Our colleagues at the San Pedro Sun is reporting that as many as 88 people that is, have been left homeless by the fire, which gutted 17 homes. The fire broke out just after midnight this morning and burned through buildings and structures on Pescador Drive and Buccaneer Street. These photographs provided by the San Pedro Sun show the frantic efforts of many residents who battled to help put the blaze out. The San Pedro Sun also reports that 11 buildings were totally destroyed, 8 of which were businesses and 3 were family homes. 6 other buildings were also partially gutted. It is by far the most devastating fire in San Pedro Town in recent memory. In the aftermath of the devastating fire, the National Channel and Central TV and Internet have launched a relief effort for the victims of the devastating fire in San Pedro Town on Ambergris Key. We are now accepting clothing and non-perishable items which will be quickly distributed to the persons affected. Contributions can be dropped off at any of the Central TV and Internet offices around the country. Your assistance is greatly appreciated, and we thank you in advance for your help. The case brought against a group of Maya people from Santa Cruz Village in the Toledo district has ended. The curtain came down on the case this morning in less than dramatic fashion compared to when the issue erupted on the national scene a year ago. For context, the group of residents of Santa Cruz Village were arrested in an early morning operation in June of last year, a few days after village leaders had exercised their authority in evicting a man who they claim had caused destruction to the sacred Mayan site at Ushmenka. This afternoon, TNC News spoke by telephone with Christina Koch about the sudden discontinuation of the case today.
Well, this morning, the prosecutor, the DPP, informed us and the court that she intended to discontinue this case on the ground that it was not in the interest of justice to continue. We're not surprised, I guess, if that's what you're asking, because we've long known and we've long held that, there was no case to answer to, because the charges that were brought against us, that of common assault and aggravated assault, were never crimes that we were guilty of. And so we're very happy that the state came to this reasonable conclusion, a conclusion that we, the Maya people, had come to a year ago. And we're very happy, and we congratulate the state for realizing that they have no case against the Santa Cruz 13. And, you know, that they will not seek or they do not intend to pursue any further charges against the defendants in this matter.
So what's next now for you and the other defendants?
Well, you know that this marks the end of a very long year for the Santa Cruz 13, a year in which we suffered many different violations, civil rights violations, the destruction of our sacred site, you know, and clearly a attempt at a political prosecution which had no grounding. And while this is the case, while this is what we have had to suffer, we stand strong and we continue to be hopeful and we continue to place our trust in the justice system of this country. And we today celebrate that, you know, we have been vindicated and that justice has been served and that we were wrongfully accused. So for us, I mean, we're going to move on with our lives. We're going to go back to our communities and continue where we left off without this hanging over our heads. At the same time, we hope that this is a lesson for all of Belize and for all of us here in Belize to understand that we must be very careful when we come to some quick conclusion to condemn people for things that they're accused of, when in fact the court has shown today that we were never guilty of what we were accused of. So while we feel that it was an attempt to divide and to put one group against each other, we want to celebrate that we continue to stand united as a country, and that we will continue to build on the relationships that have been harmed and the relationships that they have placed a wedge in between, and that we will continue to reunite as a people. That is not to say that there are not other issues that are still outstanding. I mean, we still have the issue of Mr. Rupert Miles digging on the sacred mound, his structure still there, and his presence still there. Those are issues that have to be dealt with, but at least in the criminal matter that is now behind us, we can begin to look very carefully at how we are going to deal with these pending issues.
Christina, I know you said that it's the end of a long year for you and the group. Are you considering maybe a suit against the state for wrongful arrest and prosecution?
Well, there are two separate matters. There's the first matter that you speak of is, you know, an issue of redress for the victimization and the violations and the assault against my people with respect to state authorities by way of the police. That is a decision that the defendants will have to come to. They have not come to that decision at the moment. The second issue is the issue of, you know, the trespass and the destruction of a sacred mound. That is a civil matter, and that civil matter is currently being pursued.
All right, Christina, thank you very much for talking with us. Late this evening, the Commissioner of Police, Alan Wiley, told the TNC News that the first he heard about the discontinuation of the case was on the news. He said that he would not second-guess the decision of the Director of Public Prosecutions on the matter. You're watching the 9 o'clock news. We will have more of the day's stories for you right after these messages.
More about the flora and fauna of Belize? Do you enjoy gardening and need some tips? Then tune in to The Garden Show with Belize Botanic Gardens every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, only on the National Channel. Hi, I'm Chelsea Rain. I I'd like to tell you about the biggest thing that hit the local real estate market, the Belize Real Estate Show. Whether you are a real estate agent or property owner looking to rent or sell your property, the Belize Real Estate Show can help. We offer high-quality production with stunning slideshows, voiceovers, cinematic videos, and even an extended walkthrough hosted by yours truly. Call the number on your screen and allow all our viewers to dream of renting or owning your property.
Who said that deals only happen once a year or only on special occasions? Walk into any one of our central TV and internet offices to get free installation, free modems, and free MyTV subscriptions. Visit us whether you're in Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio, or Benque, or give us a call toll-free at 0800 Cable TV. Central TV and Internet. Bundle and save.
Bundle and save. Central TV and Internet.
Welcome back to the 9 o'clock news. The Commissioner of Police, Alan Wiley, this evening called the media to his office in Belmopan for a briefing on the matter of an operation conducted on June 20th in which 17 people were detained. Commissioner Wiley opened the briefing by denouncing reports in certain sections of the media, which he says gave misleading information, and said that despite what has been put into the public domain via the news, he was fully aware of the June 20th operation. In fact, Commissioner Wiley explained that he was briefed before and after the operation and that he authorized it. Head of Special Branch Marco Vidal told reporters what he could of the operation.
For the past several months, Special Branch has been engaged in an investigation concerning information which we consider to be of a serious nature. I am not in a position to divulge the nature of that information. Neither can I provide details of the investigation. But you may be aware that on Monday, the 28th of June, we conducted searches at the residences of the Akpad family and other persons. Items were taken from the search, and these items are being returned to the owners as we speak. Certain allegations have been made in relation to the operation and the manner in which the searches were done. We can categorically state that the operation satisfied us and that we are satisfied that, in fact, the operation was done within the confines of the law and in a professional manner. We are also equally satisfied that we will be able to successfully refute, if the need arises, any challenges that in regards to the propriety of the search.
When you talk about the operation, I know you said you can't go into details, but what prompted the operation?
As I said earlier, information. We had information, and we have been developing this for the past, as I mentioned at the beginning, for the past several months.
According to Vidal, the warrant for the operation was obtained from the Supreme Court on June 15th. There were two murders reported over the weekend, one in Belize City and the other in Punta Gorda town. In Belize City, the victim has been identified as 38-year-old Anthony Gillett. Police say that Gillett was socializing with another man inside of a yard on West Collett Canal when he was fatally wounded to the right side of the neck and the top of the head.
Well, it's going to
Police
be
reports say that the man who was socializing with Gillett, identified as 30-year-old Ryan Barnett, has since been arrested and charged for the crime of murder. The other murder incident was reported in the Toledo district. On Sunday morning, police were called to an area on Front Street by the seaside where they found the body of a man in an advanced state of decomposition. A woman who lived in the area alerted authorities after she saw vultures flying in the area and went to investigate. The body of the man has since been identified as 27-year-old Belize Defense Force soldier Orlando Rash, a resident of San Felipe Village. Authorities say that a post-mortem examination certified the cause of Rash's death was due to facial blunt force traumatic injuries and ligature around the neck. Have you heard about International Interrelationship Day? If you said no, you are not alone. Neither did we at TNC News. That was until it was brought to our attention by the president of the Belize Ethnic Society. As it turns out, it is a new initiative that is less than a week away from its first observation. Jim Rabon-Arnold, who heads the Belize Ethnic Society, explains.
Well, it's going to be the 3rd of July, recognizing the official International Interracial Relationship Day.
What is that day all about?
Well, it's about a day where we as Belizeans can come up front and recognize that day in the sense that we are a people-loving country because of the fact that our flag depicts human characters, and bringing forward to the world that we will not sit back and sit idly back and accept the days thrown at us. We have different days: Ocean Day, Yoga Day, Fisherman's Day, Green Day, and hereby we haven't even come up front and say, well, Belize endorses a day, and this is one of the reasons why the Belize Ethnic Society has come out about and acknowledged that day and declared that day, 3rd of July, as International Interracial Relationship Day.
What will happen on that day?
Well, nothing in particular will happen. I mean, people who have business establishment, restaurants, bars, can take the opportunity in giving out different items for people of interracial relationship that goes to their business places. They can make something for it for themselves and recognize it as the first of its kind, and continual effort and ear to ear coming along as we go along.
Now, when people hear Interracial Day, several images come to mind. What is it specifically that the Belize Ethnic Society is trying to accomplish here?
It's to let people be aware of the diverse culture that we have. And the Belize Ethnic Society was formed in 1993 and has been dormant for so many years. And now we are looking forward to, what we will say, resurrect the society once again. The Creole Council, the Garifuna Council, the Mestizo organizations, they are all there separately, and the Belize Ethnic Society trying an effort to bring forward all these ethnicity groups together and become the umbrella for all these groups. And instead of having people going around recognizing their own particular group. And in this effort, we will be acknowledging these other groups interracially, people to get rid of prejudice. That's one of the main focus on it, and having our diverse culture to be more involved in love.
Why specifically July 3rd?
Because of the fact it's closer to July 4th, and people will already be there going forward towards July 4th. And since it's a day that would be declared internationally, I believe that it is something to look forward to, and that we will be feeding off of the July 4th, so to speak. And we want all the Belizeans around the world to acknowledge it and to spread their views on it, and to be boastful that it is a day that is endorsed by the country of Belize. Many days have been acknowledged through the United Nations, but we don't necessarily have to sit and just accept that as it is. We can do anything that we want to do and declare any day.
Arnold is hoping that the day will become an annual observation. This is the news on the National Channel. Coming up, we'll take a look at the weather. We'll be right back.
Nine women, 1 ball, 1 diamond, 7 innings, 1 winner. It's a game of numbers. It's women's amateur softball in full high definition. Catch all the action from the Diamond live on TNC 10, Belize's sport, news, and information station.
My dad never misses a football match.
Me neither.
Are you enjoying this game or what?
I'm loving every minute of it.
I can't miss this game, but I can't see it either.
Here, now you can. The game's on me.
Now, wherever there's internet, you don't have to miss a single minute of TV. And the best part of My TV is it costs as little as $10 monthly for Central TV and Internet's customers. With 25 channels at your fingertips, you'll always be tuned in. My TV is available only at Central TV and Internet. Log on and discover a new world of mobile TV.
Hey, do you happen to have a beer?
Moist conditions continue to prevail over most parts of the country, but the Belize Weather Bureau says change is on the way. Here is the forecast. And that is a look at the weather with information provided by forecaster Derek Rodon at the Belize Weather Bureau. To summarize the news, here are the main points again. Fire devastates downtown area of San Pedro Town. Case against Maya Group from the Toledo district is discontinued, and promoter says boxing event over the weekend was a huge success. With the headlines, we end this edition of the 9 o'clock news. Thank you for joining us. I am Patrick Jones. Have a good evening and a good night.